Good morning, students. And today we start our new topic, fundamental duties. In the previous session, we have discussed the various fundamental rights in our constitution. And I also give you a work to make a chart of the detailed fundamental rights. We have 6 fundamental rights in our constitution. Initially, we have 7 fundamental rights, but right to property was deleted from Indian constitution. Now right to property is a legal right under article 300A. And today we will start with the various fundamental duties in our constitution. Fundamental duties are basically the responsibility of the citizens, or we can say responsibility on the citizens of India to perform certain duties toward the nation, where rights are some like privileges guaranteed to us by our constitution. Like I have told you in the last session that authority and responsibility run parallel to one another. Like if we have certain rights in our constitution, we must have certain duties toward our nation in the constitution. So in today's session, we will start with our fundamental duties. Fundamental duties are the ones that are recognized as moral obligations and the citizens are expected to perform. Like the major difference between the fundamental rights and fundamental duties is that they are the moral obligation. Fundamental duties are the moral obligation. On the other hand, fundamental rights are enforceable by law. So fundamental duties are the ones that are recognized as moral obligation. The citizens are expected to perform, means expected to perform. So these are the moral obligation, not the legal obligation. Legal obligation means you have to do that work. If you have a legal obligation, you have to do that work. But in moral obligation, it's your choice to do or not. But all the citizens of India are expected to perform the fundamental duties. Being a good citizen of this nation, we are expected to perform our fundamental duties. So moral obligation and legal obligation. Legal obligation, you have no option, you have to perform the particular function. But in moral obligation, it is only a moral obligation, means you are expected to do that. Article 51A under part 4A of the Constitution of India speaks of the fundamental duties. So which part of the Constitution? Part 4A of the Constitution. And which article? Article 51A tells about fundamental duties. So fundamental duties were not the like we can say the part of our constitution in the beginning when we adopted our constitution on 26th of January 1950. So fundamental duties were not there in the constitution at that time, but we have added our fundamental duties through 42nd amendment. We have discussed the 42nd amendment in detail in previous sessions, that this is also known as the mini constitution of India, came into existence during the time of emergency. Indira Gandhi was the prime minister of the nation at that time, and most of the provisions of the constitution were amended under 42nd amendment in 1976 basically. It was through the 42nd amendment that these duties were introduced in constitution. So they were not present at the time of enforcement. We have added the fundamental duties via 42nd amendment of the constitution. Next, fundamental duties are what are various fundamental duties. Initially, let me clear here, initially we have only 11 fundamental, initially we have 10 fundamental duties, but now we have 11 fundamental duties. I will tell you in the end of this particular slide about the 11th fundamental duty, from where it came, and about the details. So let's start about our fundamental duties one by one. The first one is to respect the national flag and the national anthem. Means being a citizen of India, we are expected to respect our national flag and our national anthem, because it also give a sense of nationalist while we are respecting our national flag and national anthem. So in schools, in colleges, in various organizations, in various institutions, there is a very common practice of respecting the national flag and national anthem. इवन अब तो आप अगर मूवी देखने के लिए थिएटर भी जाते हैं, जस्ट बिफोर स्टार्टिंग ऑफ अ मूवी जो आपका पिक्चर हॉल है, जो थिएटर है, उसमें भी नेशनल एंथम जो है वो आता है. तो टू रिस्पेक्ट द नेशनल फ्लैग एंड नेशनल एंथम, द फर्स्ट फंडामेंटल ड्यूटी to cherish and follow the noble ideals which inspired our national struggle for freedom. Second one is that we have to respect the ideals which inspired our national struggle for freedom. Means आज़ादी के लिए जो हमारे फ्रीडम फाइटर्स थे, फॉर फ्रीडम जो उन्होंने अपनी contribute किया in the national movement, ideas of various freedom fighters, Gandhi ji and other freedom fighters. तो we have to respect them, हमें उनको respect करना चाहिए. Then to uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India. The third fundamental duty is to uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India. We are the citizen of India, so it's our responsibility to maintain the unity and integrity of our nation. हमें अपने nation की unity और integrity को बना कर रखना है. This is our fundamental duty. So these are the three. The fourth one is citizens should be ready to defend and render national services toward India. Fourth one, citizens should be ready to defend and render national services toward India. Being the citizen of India, whenever it is required, we should render national services toward our nation. हमें जो है national services में participate करना चाहिए. Like हम एक example ऐसे हैं, like at the school level we have NCC, we have NSS, National Cadet Corps and National सर्विस स्कीम. दीज टू जो हैं हमारे यहाँ जो स्कूल लेवल और कॉलेज लेवल पे ये दोनों ही जो है ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस जो हैं वर्क कर रही हैं, एंड स्टूडेंट्स आर टेकिंग पार्ट इन दीज टू पर्टिकुलर ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस टू रेंडर नेशनल सर्विसेज टुवर्ड देयर नेशन. And in the case of emergency or at the time of emergency, every Indian citizen is expected to render national services toward India. Means कभी अगर कोई emergency हमारी country पे आ जाती है, कोई national emergency just because of external war or some internal disturbance, so it is expected from every citizen of India कि भाई वो जो है national services में participate करे अपने country के लिए. So these are the four first fundamental duties. Then to promote harmony and the spirit of brotherhood among all the people of India on religious or sectional diversity and to renounce practices derogatory to the dignity of a woman. This is the fifth one, the fifth fundamental duty. Means to promote harmony and the spirit of brotherhood. Means it is expected from all the citizens that they should live with harmony in the society, they should live with the brotherhood in the society. हमें एक दूसरे के साथ मिलजुल कर रहना चाहिए. और because as we all know that we have diversity in our country, we have different religions, we have different castes, different sections in our society. So it is our duty to maintain peace in the society, whether it is a religious or sectional diversity. We have to maintain the peace in the society. It is our fundamental duty. कि ये हमारी fundamental duty है कि हम अपनी society में एक peaceful environment जो है maintain करें. Though we are from different religions, from different castes, from different sections of the society, but being a citizen of India, it is our duty to maintain peace in our society. And then dignity of the woman, we should respect the dignity of the woman. जो है हमें women की dignity को respect करना चाहिए at every place, whether it is at home or workplace, we should respect the women. Then to value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture. The sixth one, to value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture. Like we have a very rich culture, the Indian culture, and we have different culture within our country. So we have to maintain our cultural diversity. We have to preserve the rich heritage of our culture. Like we are moving toward the Western culture very fast. We are moving toward the Western culture, but हमें अपने जो बेसिक कल्चर्स हैं उनको जो है नहीं भूलना चाहिए. वी हैव टू रिस्पेक्ट आवर बेसिक कल्चर्स. Then seventh one is natural environment, including the forest, lake, rivers, wildlife are expected to preserve by the citizens. Natural environment. This is very important. This is very, very important that the natural environment, including forest, lakes, river, wildlife, are expected to be preserved by the citizen. We should preserve our natural environment. Like we have different rivers in our country, lakes, forests. So it is our duty to protect our natural environment. Like recently अगर हम बात करें तो एक बहुत बड़ी कैंपेन जो है वो हमारी कंट्री में है. सेव वाटर कैंपेन चल रही है. देन क्लीन गंगा कैंपेन जो है वो हमारी कंट्री में है कि हमें अपनी जो भी नेचुरल एनवायरनमेंट जो नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज हैं, लाइक गंगा इज़ आवर हॉली रिवर, हम उसको अपनी हॉली रिवर भी मानते हैं. तो एक कैंपेन जो है वो है कि भी हमें अपने गंगा को जो है वो क्लीन रखना है. सो इट इज़ एक्सपेक्टेड फ्रॉम एवरी सिटीजन ऑफ द नेशन दैट दे शुड pay attention toward their natural environment. अपने natural environment की like स्वच्छ भारत अभियान is another campaign started by the government of India. कि means clearly like जो हमारा natural environment है उसको हमें clean रखना है, उसको हमें protect करना है for our future generations. Sustainable development का concept आप लोगों ने पढ़ा होगा. स्टूडेंट इन योर 9th क्लास ऑल्सो वी हैव अ चैप्टर ऑन सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट. सो वी हैव टू प्रिजर्व आवर नेशनल एनवायरनमेंट फॉर आवर कमिंग जनरेशन. जो हमारे आने वाली जनरेशन्स हैं हम उनको एक ये तो नहीं दे सकते ना कि गंगा इज़ आवर हॉली रिवर और वो इतनी ही मतलब जो है बिल्कुल ही वो गंदी थी, उसको हम ऐसा तो नहीं है कि आने वाली कमिंग जनरेशन्स को हम उसको बिल्कुल ही गंदा करके देंगे. नो, इट इज़ आवर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. फॉरेस्ट हैं, लेक्स हैं, रिवर्स हैं, वाइल्ड लाइफ है. सेव टाइगर एक कैंपेन हमारी कंट्री में चला था कपल ऑफ ईयर्स बैक, बिकॉज जो टाइगर की जो पॉपुलेशन है वो बहुत ज़्यादा डिक्लाइन हो गई थी, डिक्रीज़ हो गई थी. सो टू मेंटेन अ बैलेंस इन द फॉरेस्ट जो है हमने सेव टाइगर कैंपेन किया था. सो ये हमारी फंडामेंटल ड्यूटी है कि हम अपने नेचुरल एनवायरनमेंट को प्रोटेक्ट करें, प्रिजर्व करें. The next one is to deal with the scientific temper, humanism, and the spirit of inquiry and reforms. Like scientific temper, humanism, and the spirit of inquiry and reforms. Means humanity in every. It is expected from every citizen of the country that they should have some. Like we can say to develop the scientific temper, humanism, and the spirit of inquiry and reform. The next one is to safeguard public property and to avoid violence. Another very important fundamental duty to safeguard public property. Like हम बहुत बार जो है हमें देखने को मिलता है around us that जो पब्लिक प्रॉपर्टी है उसको लोग जो है वो डैमेज कर देते हैं ड्यूरिंग द राइट्स, ड्यूरिंग देयर एजिटेशन. सबसे पहले वो किसकी तरफ जो है मूव करते हैं, पब्लिक प्रॉपर्टी. बहुत बार आपने इंसिडेंट्स में देखा होगा कहीं कोई स्टूडेंट जो है एजिटेशन है या कोई वर्कर्स एजिटेशन है या कोई राइट्स हैं, उसमें सबसे पहले किसको नुकसान पहुंचाया जाता है, किसको डैमेज करते हैं, पब्लिक प्रॉपर्टी को. बसेस में आग लगा दी या कुछ गवर्नमेंट बिल्डिंग्स हैं उनको फायर कर दिया. सो दिस इज़ नॉट गुड. बीइंग अ सिटीजन ऑफ इंडिया इट इज़ आवर ड्यूटी टू प्रोटेक्ट आवर नेशनल प्रॉपर्टी. जो भी हमारी नेशनल प्रॉपर्टी है, जो पब्लिक प्रॉपर्टी है, बेसिकली पब्लिक प्रॉपर्टी मीन्स वी एवरीवन हैज अ शेयर इन दैट प्रॉपर्टी. हमारा सबका उसमें कुछ ना कुछ शेयर है जो भी हमारी पब्लिक प्रॉपर्टी है. तो हमें उसको डैमेज नहीं करना चाहिए, हमें उसको बचाना चाहिए. क्लियर. कुछ लोग हैं वेदर दे आर ट्रैवलिंग थ्रू अ बस और अ ट्रेन, वो उसमें कुछ ना कुछ उसमें लिख देना या फिर अपनी ड्राइंग वहाँ पे ड्रॉ कर देना या उसकी सीट्स के साथ कुछ छेड़खानी करके उनको कट कर देना. अंडरस्टैंड, या जो टॉयलेट्स हैं उनको प्रॉपरली यूज़ ना करना. सो this is not expected from the citizens of this nation. So that public property वो आपकी individual property नहीं है, that is the public property. Every citizen of India has an equal share on that property, so we should protect that property. Then people are expected for the excellence of all the individuals and collective activities to help in development of the country. Next one is people are expected for the excellence of all the individuals. Means we have to maintain a balance in the society. Means every individual is equally important in the society, whether he belong to the weaker section or the upper section. So we should respect every individual in our society. हमें सभी को जो है respect देनी चाहिए अपनी society के अंदर. Collective activities to help in that, or we have to involve in certain collective activities. कुछ collective activities में अपने आप को involve करना चाहिए in the development of the country, ताकि हम country की development जो है उसमें हम contribute कर सकें. Like cooperatives at village level, आप शायद economics 9th class economics में आप लोगों ने पढ़ा होगा, जो कोऑपरेटिव्स हैं एट द विलेज लेवल. मीन्स एक ग्रुप बनाकर कुछ सेविंग स्कीम्स को जो है हमें स्टार्ट करना चाहिए, और जो हमारे ग्रुप के मेंबर्स हैं उनको टाइम टू टाइम हेल्प करना चाहिए. दीज आर द कलेक्टिव एक्टिविटीज़ बेसिकली. Understand? Like you students can also start some collective activities at your level, at your school level, at your locality level, और कहीं पर भी हम कुछ ना कुछ collective activities start कर सकते हैं जिससे कि हमारी country के जो है help in the development of our country. So these are the 10 fundamental duties which are included in our constitution by 42nd Amendment Act. Now we will talk about the 11th fundamental duty. अब हम बात करेंगे 11th fundamental duty. So this fundamental duty was added by 86th Amendment Act. By which Amendment Act? 86th Amendment Act. In 2002. 86th Amendment Act 2002, 11th fundamental duty was added. One fundamental duty and one fundamental right was added by this amendment, 86th Amendment. Make it very clear, students. 86th Amendment is very important as a student for you. One fundamental duty: to provide opportunities for education to child between the age of 6 to 14 years. This is the fundamental duty which was added in our constitution by 86th Amendment 2002. And one fundamental right, RTE, Right to Education, Article 21A. Right to Education, Article 21A. was also added in the constitution. Article 21A RTE जिसको हम बोलते हैं right to education by 86th Amendment. So two things were added in the constitution by 86th Amendment 2002. First one is the fundamental duty, the 11th fundamental duty, and Article 21A. So let's discuss ये क्या हैं दोनों के दोनों. So first we discuss the fundamental duty. To provide opportunities for education to child between the age of 6 to 14 years. So it is the responsibility, it is the duty of every parent in India to provide education to the child between the age of 6 to 14 years. So ये फंडामेंटल ड्यूटी किसकी है? हर एक पेरेंट्स की फंडामेंटल ड्यूटी है. हमारी कंट्री में हर पेरेंट की एक फंडामेंटल ड्यूटी है कि वो अपने बच्चों को एजुकेशन प्रोवाइड करवाएं. दैट दे शुड प्रोवाइड अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ फॉर एजुकेशन टू चाइल्ड बिटवीन द एज ऑफ 6 to 14 years. And one fundamental right was also added, that was RT, Right to Education 21. और उसमें क्या है? It is the right of every child between the age of 6 to 14 year to get education. उसको हमने राइट भी कर दिया और ड्यूटी किसके ऊपर हमने किया? parent. It is the duty of every parent, and both the things were added in our constitution by 86th Amendment Act 2002, RTE, and the 11th fundamental duty. So this is all for today, students. This topic is about the fundamental duties. So go through the video, watch the video carefully, and take your doubts if you have any doubt. Thank you, students. Thank you very much.